Today we have some pretty exciting news with Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway buying a new stake in beleaguered insurer UnitedHealth, ticker UNH. My name is Matthew. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to cover this story here. Warren Buffett buying UnitedHealth. This is a new position of his, and this has been insane. A lot of people have been guessing that he's been going to buy this stock, but reality shows that on the 13F, he did buy it in Q2 of 2025. So here's a little bit of what UNH stock is doing today. It is up after hours off the 13F coming out, which is essentially Warren Buffett's filing that he has to put out there that says, here's everything that I'm buying in the past quarter, and here's everything that I'm selling in the past quarter. People have seen that Warren Buffett is buying a stock, so people like to flock in and they follow. So after market, people are putting in those orders, people are buying this stock up. It is up 12%. Insane amount. This stock has been beaten down over the past year or so. This is down 53%. It's pretty brutal. Look at the past 5 years. If you held for the past 5 years, you'd still be down 16%. It's pretty bad. And all-time high, this stock has been pretty good. And we'll look at the fundamentals in a little bit, but overall, it has not been getting love in the past year. So let's look a little bit into what Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway is holding currently. Currently, let's look at these holdings. He has really big positions, usually in the finance or tech sector. And you can see that he's kind of reducing Apple here, all of these intra moves throughout the quarter. But you'll see here that he added a United Health Group buy right here. This isn't too big as part of his portfolio, though. It's about 0.61%. That's not very high. This could just be a starting position for him as he's getting his foot wet, because we know that Warren Buffett really likes these contrarian plays, anything to go against majority of people, majority of investors. So if you look at his price or the cost basis that he's bought these stocks, he bought it at 312. And if you look at where we're at today, we're at 271. However, he does bring it back to his cost basis, even though he's still down. This is a huge move while he's still down. But I think it depends on where this company is going to go in the future, what systems and processes that they have in place in order to flip the switch, in order to get investor sentiment back up and investor morale back up there as well. But all along the way, we could see that he's made a lot of position changes, right? Apple has been decreased, Bank of America has been decreased, DaVita decreased, Charter Communications, and these other companies that aren't really too big of a weighting for him. But you could see that if you look at his buys, he is really interested in just buying Pool, Oxy, Domino's Pizza over and over again, right? These are companies that he has pretty strong conviction in that are going to do well over the time horizon. These companies would have strong moats according to him, and they're going to be compounders. They're going to make money for the corporation year after year. And I would only assume if he picks up a position in United Healthcare, he only assumes it is going to be that compounder, or he's riding this for a short-term swing to get back the delta or the alpha that he's trying to bridge the gap towards. So if we look at why United Health has crashed 50+% in the past year, you can pretty much just see that it's mainly due to surging medical costs and a revised outlook. United Healthcare, after they announced their first quarter earnings, they missed on both earnings, EPS, and revenue estimates, and they lowered their full year guidance. So it's not really how they reported, but they did report pretty badly. But it's that guidance that really put the stock down. It's that the stock market is forward looking, right? So any bad guidance usually brings stocks or companies down. So this was decrease leading to this company taking a tank downwards. And they increase the utilization of healthcare services, especially in seniors in the Medicare Advantage, which place significant pressure on companies' finances. But this is really a big one here, too. I think this one is one of the biggest contributors as to why United Health Group is really down. It's that the Department of Justice also lost an investigation on United Healthcare over its Medicare Advantage billing practices, scrutinizing whether the company fraudulently inflated patient diagnosis and obtained higher payouts from healthcare. Essentially, you're looking at somebody cooking the books over here. They're getting investigated. It doesn't look good. And as all of this is happening, they have a leadership change. So the CEO steps down and they appoint a new CEO for the interim to take over his spot. And in the past couple of months, if you guys have kept up with the news, there's been a guy named Luigi who did do this to a senior executive from the company previously. There has not been a lot of good news around this company. A lot of people despise healthcare in America as it is so expensive. It's not available to the lower income people, and people like in these healthcare companies just jack up prices, right? So I can understand why individuals might be upset with how everything played out. And that's exactly what happened here, which is why you have people outraged and retaliating against executives of the company. But let's look into United Health as a company, where they are in terms of generating free cash flows, generating money for the corporation, putting all that money back into investors' pockets. It's pretty important to see where the stock is in the terms of price relative to how much they're earning and the ratios, right? So we can see here that United Healthcare is at $271 per share, trading at a PE of about 12, a little under, but 12. But the fundamentals, despite it being down 53% over the past year, this company is increasing revenues year over year at, high single digits, hitting that double digit mark in the past quarter. This company has been able to increase that free cash flow year over year. You could see that there's been a dip in late 2024, but they've slowly been increasing that back at 100%, 300% free cash flow growth year over year, which is pretty immense. That's really good. You want to see that from a company. Looking at weighted average, the shares here, they're also buying back a little bit of shares, not too much, but they are putting into effort of buying back shares and not raising so much money that they're going to dilute shareholders. So that's really good to see as well. And if you look on a free cash flow, price of free cash flow basis here, their yield that they're getting, so a free cash flow yield of 10%. That is really good for a company trading this low at these valuations. It screams like buy me. Just this is investor sentiment just tanking the stock, even though the fundamentals are doing okay. Revenue top line has been increasing. Net income has also been increasing in the past recent quarters. You have free cash flows increasing. This is going to be money that they can give back to their investors through a dividend, through a buyback, through investing in the company. And these are all good signs that you'd want to see throughout a company. It's just you have to decide by looking at all these fundamentals is, will the company be okay? Are they under good executive leadership to bring them to better days? Will this new CEO that comes in be a big pivotal part to the success of United Health? And overall, it's really just asking yourself this question of, are you willing to take this contrarian bet? Everybody is against United Health right now. Will investors, come in and make that switch, make that change? I think now more people will be willing to, given that Warren Buffett is part of this company now. So that being said, Warren Buffett has bought United Healthcare along with a bunch of other stocks, but this is a new position for him. This is so exciting. And if you guys are part of this United Healthcare train, if you guys have any stock in United Healthcare, drop a comment down below. How many shares do you have? Because I want to see who is actually buying this other than Warren Buffett, and I want to know. Just let me know. All right, guys. So peace out. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.